ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is a reminder for you to take your seats. We are ready to begin. And while you are settling down, we do have a couple of announcements for all of you. Should anybody in this room require interpretation to Sinhala or Tamil, we do have headsets available. So if you do require interpretation, feel free to raise your hand and our team will come forward and give you a headset so that you can access the Sinhala or Tamil interpretation. As you also settle down, we have a few more announcements. On your tables, you will notice a QR code. Very shortly, we could also have the QR code on screen. This QR code will give you access to various publications and resource material on the Safe Labor Migration Program. So feel free to scan the QR code and make use of those publications. I'd also like to draw your attention to the podcast booths that are placed at the back of the room. When you do have some time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to encourage you to go ahead and access those podcast booths. Each of them have stakeholders speaking about their role in the Safe Labor Migration Program. So we'd like to encourage all of you to go ahead and listen to their viewpoints and perspectives. With that being said, good morning to all of you, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to the official closure and handing over ceremony of the Safe Labor Migration Program. Our event here today marks the culmination of a long-standing and impactful partnership between the governments of Sri Lanka and Switzerland. This collaboration between our two governments have been rooted in the shared commitment to improving lives of Sri Lankan migrant workers and their families. Now, this partnership began in 2010, and over the past 14 years, this partnership and collaboration has grown through 4 transformative phases. Its remarkable progress would not have been possible without the incredible support of the International Labour Organization, who has been a dedicated partner throughout the entire journey. We'd also like to, at the very outset, extend our heartfelt gratitude to other implementing partners, including Helvetas Swiss Incorporation, IESCU Lead, and various other civil society organizations whose contributions have been pivotal at every stage. The success of this initiative is also thanks to the collaboration by key government institutions such as the Ministry of Labour and Foreign Employment, the Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission. We'd also like to acknowledge the very valuable role played by the Employers Federation of Ceylon, the Association of Licensed Foreign Employment Agencies, trade unions, and other civil society organizations. But above and beyond all of that, ladies and gentlemen, most importantly, this program has touched the lives of countless Sri Lankan migrant workers and their families, and it has helped to foster safer migration practices and ensure greater protection for everyone involved. So as we come to the closure and the handing over of this program, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll agree that we can look back and celebrate a successful legacy that will now, of course, transition into the capable hands of our national institutions, ensuring the sustainable continuity of this program. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to begin with our event here this morning, and we thank each of you for your presence as well as your unique contribution towards the program. As we commence with our event, we would like to start off by hearing a few words on behalf of the ILO. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, the ILO has been a steadfast advocate for promoting fair and safe labour practices guided by their decent work agenda. And so now, to deliver the opening remarks this morning, it's my pleasure to welcome on stage the Country Director of ILO for Sri Lanka and the Maldives. Let's put our hands together for Ms. Johnny Simpson.
Good morning, Ayubowan, Vanakan. It's lovely to see so many partners and friends in the room. It's my honor to welcome you all to this special occasion as we gather to mark the successful handover of the Safe Labour Migration Programme to the government of Sri Lanka. This is not just a ceremonial moment, but a pivotal milestone in the ongoing struggle for justice, dignity, and decent work for migrant workers. I would like to extend my esteemed regards and congratulations to the new Secretary of Labour, Mr. Piatisa, also to Ambassador Christian Fudiger, Assistant Director General and Head of Thematic Cooperation Division of the SDC, Dr. Siri Wald, Ambassador of Switzerland to Sri Lanka and the Maldives, and all the esteemed guests. Your presence today is a testament to the shared commitment that has driven the success of this program over the 14 years. Today, as we reflect on the journey of the Safe Labour Migration Program, we recognize that it is more than just a conclusion, it is also a beginning of a more equitable, just, and dignified future for migrant workers, especially for the many Sri Lankan men and women who depend on migration as a means of livelihood. This is a future where their rights are protected, where they are not exploited, and where migration becomes an opportunity and not a risk. This journey began in 2010, when the governments of Sri Lanka and Switzerland came together with a shared vision to create a migration system that is not only safe, but also friendly and respectful of human rights. Over the last 14 years, this collaboration has played a vital role in safeguarding the rights of migrant workers and transforming the migration process into one that serves the interests of all involved, not just economically, but also socially and ethically. The Safe Labour Migration Programme was made possible through the generous support of the people and the governments of Switzerland. It was implemented in partnership with the International Labour Organization, as well as Helvetas, Swiss Incorporation, ULEAD, and numerous other civil society organizations and partners, and including workers and employers' organizations. With the government of Sri Lanka, we have worked together to establish and strengthen robust policies, implementation mechanisms, institutional capacity, and monitoring frameworks to protect migrant workers, enhance their skills, and support their families. Each partner has contributed significantly, from policy development to delivering services at the grassroots level. This united front, alongside the government of Sri Lanka, has enabled us to take bold steps forward to safeguarding the dignity of migrant workers and enhancing their opportunities for a better life. Together, we have made substantial progress over the course of this journey. Let me highlight just a few of our most important achievements together: the National Policy on Migration for Employment and the National Action Plan, which was established with cabinet approval to ensure migration is safe, regular, and orderly. Secondly, the South Asian Qualification Reference Framework, which was endorsed by the Cabinet of Ministers for national adaptation and facilitating better skills recognition across countries. And finally, the third of many, the Skills Passport, which was launched for efficient and paperless skills certification to enable migrants to have their prior learning as well as their current skills recognized. From establishing comprehensive policy frameworks to protecting migrant workers' rights through enhanced capacity of duty bearers, to providing migrant workers with skills and support systems, our collective efforts have made a meaningful impact. These achievements highlight the power of enduring collaboration and the positive change that we can create when we work together. As we celebrate this milestone, on behalf of the ILO, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to the two main partners across this program, the government of Switzerland for their steadfast partnership. We hope to continue the partnership in different ways as we move ahead. And I would also like to thank ILO social partners, workers, employers, organizations for their contributions, and not least, the government of Sri Lanka. We are deeply appreciative of the ongoing partnership. While this program officially concludes today, we're confident that the strong relations that have been built over the course of the program will continue to serve the families, the migrant workers in the years to come. Let us carry forward the lessons learned, the networks established, the knowledge and capacity developed, and maintain the spirit of collaboration to ensure that migration is safe, fair, and dignified for all women and men. The ILO will continue to engage with the government of Sri Lanka and our social partners, employers and workers to provide technical support on labor migration, which is part of our mandate as the dedicated UN agency for the world of work. Three important areas we see to carry forward are continued support to the government on the implementation of the national policy, including to establish a comprehensive social protection system for migrant workers, to improve fair recruitment practices through the Voice of Business approach of the Employers Federation of Ceylon, and continuing to support the Colombo process as a regional consultative platform for Asian countries of origin, ensuring the protection of migrant workers' rights. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today and for your commitment to the cause of safe migration. Together, let us continue to work towards a future where all migration is orderly, safe, and beneficial for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Ms. Jolie Simpson for giving us that overview of what the Safe Labour Migration Programme has been able to achieve. We're truly grateful for the ILO's valuable contributions throughout this remarkable journey. Ladies and gentlemen, up next, it's my pleasure to now introduce to you the Ambassador of Switzerland to Sri Lanka and Maldives, Dr. Cyril Wold. Dr. Cyril Wold has been a passionate advocate of strengthening bilateral ties, and her leadership has further strengthened the collaboration between our two nations. Today, we warmly invite her to share her thoughts on this long-standing partnership, which has fostered safe and dignified labour migration for over 14 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ambassador Dr. Cyril Wold.
Secretary to the Ministry of Labour, Mr. Yatisa, distinguished guests, partners, and colleagues. Aiboan, Vanakkam, good morning. It is a great pleasure and honor to welcome you on behalf of the Embassy of Switzerland in Colombo. We are here today to witness the handover of the Safe Labour Migration Programme to the government of Sri Lanka, indeed a very special occasion. In 2010, of Sri Lanka and Switzerland embarked together on an ambitious journey, reshaping labour migration in Sri Lanka, ensuring that it is not only safe and equitable, but also mutually beneficial for migrants, employers, and the wider community. The program has adopted a very comprehensive approach to labour migration. We have been working hand in hand with the Ministry of Labour and Foreign Employment, the Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment, civil society organizations, and the UN system, particularly ILO and also IOM. And we have been looking at the situation of migrant workers from different perspectives, the community perspective, but also from the perspective of national policy and regional integration. It was and it is a very successful journey, and all partners engaged in its implementation have made this success possible. It is this tremendous collaboration that we are celebrating today. I would like to formally and sincerely thank all colleagues engaged over the years, both at the technical and the political level, locally or in international meetings and negotiations. The Safe Labor Migration Program shows us that with long-term bilateral cooperation based on real partnership, on mutual understanding and trust, we can achieve tremendous results. After 14 years of cooperation and around 16 billion US dollars spent grant money from the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation, the time has now come to hand over the Safe Labor Migration Program to Sri Lanka, so that this wonderful journey can continue. Switzerland will continue to stand with Sri Lanka also in the future. We are looking forward to discussing our joint priorities with the new government and all our partners, and to explore new ways of collaboration based also on our expertise and our resources. Thank you very much, and I wish you a wonderful celebration today.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Dr. Suri Wald, for your very full address, highlighting the enduring friendship and bilateral cooperation between Switzerland and Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted that gracing this occasion this morning, we have with us as our chief guest, Mr. S.M. Piatissa, who is the Secretary to the Ministry of Labour. As we are all aware, the Ministry of Labour is instrumental in strengthening Sri Lanka's labour policies and prioritising the welfare and protection of our migrant workers. And therefore, it's indeed our privilege to now invite the Secretary to the Ministry of Labour to share his insights and reflections. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in inviting on stage Mr. S.M. Piatissa.
Your Excellencies, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, all of you. It is truly a pleasure to gather here today on this great event of handover ceremony of Safe Labour Migration Program, which has been shaping the trajectory of foreign employment sector in Sri Lanka for last 14 years since 2010. I believe this program is the long-term program which was fully funded by the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation for a total of Swiss franc 17 million. It is an honor to address you today as we mark the conclusion of the Safe Labour Migration Program, a vital initiative that has significantly contributed to improving lives of Sri Lankan migrant workers and their families. The consolidation phase of the program, developed in close collaboration with the Swiss Embassy in Sri Lanka and supported by the grant of Swiss franc 5 million, has been instrumental in addressing key aspects of labour migration since inception in 2010. Guided by National Labour Migration Policy, it has strengthened the rights, protection and well-being of migrant workers across all stages of their migration journey. Through its key strategic focus areas, this program has achieved remarkable milestones. Enhancing government services, we have strengthened government systems and structures enabling better service delivery to migrant workers and their family members. Community empowerment. by mobilizing migrant worker communities at district and national levels, we have fostered peer support and advocacy, ensuring that migrant workers' rights are championed at every level. Another area is skill development. Improved access to vocational training and certifications has equipped potential and returning migrant workers with market-related skills, increasing their opportunities for decent employment. The program's approach emphasizes empowerment and sustainability. At the district level, migrant worker communities were capacitated to address immediate needs, provide peer support, and form networks that continue to thrive. At the national level, collaboration with Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment and the ministry responsible for the subject of foreign employment time to time has reinforced the implementation and monitoring of the national policy framework of migration for employment. I am not going to list out the achievement of this program because the results speak themselves. We have seen an increase in skilled and semi-skilled workers, improved remittance management by families, a reduction in grievances and family-related challenges, and the promotion of ethical recruitment practices by licensed foreign employment agencies. Today, as we bring this program to a close, I extend my deepest gratitude to the Switzerland government and the people for their unwavering support to Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation. Today, we can witness your dedication. Thank you very much for your Excellency, Ambassador Dr. Sriwal, and your team at the Embassy, especially Mrs. Anjita Balasuriya for her continuous support and special dedication from Switzerland under the Ambassador Christine Prutiger, Assistant Director General, Head of the Thematic Cooperation Division SDC, for this handing over ceremony. I express my sincere appreciation for technical support provided by the International Labour Organization, Office, as the national level partner, particularly Mrs. Johnny Simpson, the country director, and Mrs. Simrin Singh, former country director, and special mention has to be made to Mr. Nishanta Varnasuriya for his excellent coordination and contribution. I wish to appreciate all government entities, SLBFE, UN organizations, IOM, especially IOM Chief of Mission, Mrs. Christine Papo, and former Chief of Mission, Mr. Sarat Das, NGOs, CSOs, and trade unions, private sector partners, stakeholders, and communities who made this journey a success. While this program concludes, its legacy continues. The strengthened systems, empowered communities, and sustainable practices it has fostered will ensure that Sri Lankan migrant workers and their families continue to benefit from initiative we have collectively built. I have taken this baton from Mrs. Yamuna Pereira, former Additional Secretary for Employment and former Secretary of the Ministry of Women and Child Affairs. In the last round of the race, who is instrumental for this program from the government of Sri Lanka. We assure, as the government of Sri Lanka, we will continue this initiative in a sustainable manner. Thank you for your dedication, collaboration, and commitment to make this program a resounding success. Let us carry forward its lesson and achievement as we strive for better future for all Sri Lankan migrant workers. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Mr. S.M. Theatissa for your very thoughtful address. and do appreciate the Ministry of Labour's commitment to upholding the rights as well as the well-being of Sri Lankan migrant workers. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, as we celebrate the success of the Safe Labour Migration Program, it's essential for us to take a few moments to reflect on the significant milestones as well as the policy advancements that have been achieved throughout this journey. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, to capture the essence of the progress that this program has made, we're delighted to present a short video. From strengthening the national framework ensuring protection of migrant worker rights, it's all captured in this video that we will be viewing next. So may I invite you to turn your attention to the screen as we take a look.
Today, migrant workers form the backbone of Sri Lanka's economy, contributing over $6 billion annually, which is close to 8% of GDP. Yet, behind these numbers lies a challenging reality. Many workers, especially women, face uphill battles, navigating systems that can feel isolating and inaccessible. For mothers, the journey often begins with the Family Background Report, or the FBR. This requirement, initially aimed at protecting children left behind, has frequently added obstacles. These women, driven to provide for their families, endure delays, repetitive paperwork, and sometimes judgment regarding their ability to ensure their children's well-being. For those unable to secure official clearance, some feel compelled to take informal and riskier routes to employment abroad, leaving them vulnerable to exploitation. Many workers embark on their journeys with hope but little preparation. Facing unexpected legal and financial pressures, they can find themselves vulnerable to exploitation, lacking legal protections, and facing financial challenges, often returning home with little to show for their hard work. Recognizing these urgent needs, Switzerland partnered with Sri Lanka to create the Safe Labour Migration Project, or the SLMP, a multi-phase journey to improve the lives of migrant workers and their families. Phase 1, 2010 to 2013. SLMP laid the foundation for safe migration, implementing essential policies that raised awareness among migrant workers. These initiatives equipped workers with the knowledge to recognize and avoid common risks before departure, empowering them to make informed decisions and protecting thousands from potential exploitation. Phase 2, 2013 to 2015. Building on this foundation, SLMP introduced reintegration support for returnees who struggle to adapt financially, sub-policy on return and integration. Training on managing remittances and financial planning provided returning families with tools to build stability, enabling workers who left to support their families to come home with the knowledge to invest wisely and reduce financial strain. Phase 3, 2016 to 2020. SLMP expanded protections further by offering essential psychosocial services and legal assistance to returning migrants facing personal and legal challenges. This phase provided access to counseling to help workers process the mental strain of their experiences abroad, along with legal aid to address issues that might have arisen during their time away. Phase 4, 2021 to 2024. The project's work culminated in 2023 with the establishment of the comprehensive policies designed to support all migrant workers and their families with the technical support of the International Labour Organization. This phase cemented SLMP's legacy, ensuring access to financial, psychological, and legal support wherever migrant workers are. Through SLMP's phased approach, thousands of migrant workers and their families have gained financial security, mental well-being, and peace of mind. Today, thanks to the dedication of SLMP and Switzerland, these policies serve as a powerful testament to the impact of strategic, compassionate support for migrant workers. By ensuring the safety and dignity of Sri Lanka's migrant community, SLNP has set a new standard of care, transforming lives and inspiring change far beyond Sri Lanka's borders.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you agree with me. That was quite inspiring to see everything that this program has been able to achieve. And none of these milestones would be possible without the dedication and collaboration of various stakeholders. So we do thank each one of you who's played a very pivotal role in the successful completion of this program. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, it's now my privilege to introduce to you Ambassador Christian Frutiger. He is Vice Director General and Head of the Theme Cooperation Division at the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation. And we're privileged to have him with us here today to share his insights and perspectives. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ambassador Christian Frutiger.
Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to this journey of transformation. Secretary to the Ministry of Labour, Mr. Piatissa, congratulations. Distinguished guests and colleagues, to stand here today on behalf of the Swiss government at a significant milestone, the official handover of the Safe Labour Migration Programme to the government of Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, 20 years ago, following the devastating tsunami in 2004, Switzerland's international cooperation started its engagement in the country, providing emergency assistance and expertise to disaster and conflict-affected communities. In close collaboration with the government and the communities, we also supported the rehabilitation of 10,500 homes and schooling infrastructures, enabling children to go back to school and a normal life. Recognizing the enormous potential of labor migration to Sri Lanka's development, Switzerland started pioneer work with the Safe Labour Migration Programme. In Sri Lanka, we started this in 2010. Over the 14 years of implementation, the collaboration with the government of Sri Lanka has grown stronger. The success of the initiative is also due to the involvement of other stakeholders, the ILO, the UN organizations, the civil society organizations, trade unions, the private sector, and of course, the migrants themselves, bringing in their perspectives and appetite to co-create with us. It is this spirit of collaboration that led to the positive results of the program. Let me name just a few of the achievements which the program has actually reached. The program has enhanced the overall governance of labour migration and contributed to the adoption of the National Policy and Action Plan on Migration for Employment in 2023, a robust, progressive and innovative migration policy, putting strong emphasis on a human-centered approach and putting decent work at the heart of labour migration. The program made important strides to enhance the skills and certification of migrant workers, to improve their employability and income potential. The program facilitated Sri Lanka's integration of the South Asia Qualification Referencing Framework, making it the first country in the region to implement a unified skills recognition standard. Through the introduction of the Skills Passport, an electronic platform for recognizing prior learning, the program helped over 6,000 workers to validate their skills, with over 4,000 receiving certification to enhance their employment prospects. The 17 migration information centers established provide a range of services aimed at supporting migrants at various stages of their migration journey, including pre-departure orientation, but also health assessments during migration. The program also supported returning migrant workers and their families through skills development, financial literacy, grievance redressal, and psychosocial support initiatives. These are just a few of the achievements we have reached together. And we have witnessed that these results have also inspired other countries in the region to adopt similar policies and practices. With its new international cooperation strategy, 25 to 28, Switzerland, and also due to budgetary pressures, Switzerland will further consolidate its engagement in South Asia. This is the reason why Switzerland's international cooperation will end its engagement in the country. Having said that, Switzerland will remain engaged in the region on safe labor migration with punctual activities in Sri Lanka. Today's handover of the program is not an end, but a new beginning. With this transition, Switzerland entrusts the work to Sri Lanka's capable hands, confident in the contribution of the good work accomplished. This transition enables authorities and stakeholders to continue supporting the safe migration of Sri Lankans. Building on the foundation of enhanced policies, institutional capacities, and great partnership developed throughout the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Ambassador Christian Frutiger for a very thought-provoking address, and we do of course appreciate Ambassador's expertise and commitment to addressing migrants as well as forced displacement through sustainable and compassionate solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, as we have so many of our stakeholders right here under one roof, we thought it would be best to now proceed with a group photograph to commemorate this special occasion. So this requires a little bit of displacement from our end now, because we would like to request all of you to join us outside this room. We have a photo backdrop right there, and we do want every single one of you in this photograph. So we'd now like to invite all of you to take a break from the proceedings in the hall and step outside, join us at the photo backdrop. We have approximately 10 minutes to complete the entire proceeding, ladies and gentlemen, and we do want you back right after that because we have a panel discussion to follow. So may I now kindly request us all to please rise, step outside to the photo backdrop for the group photograph. Thank you very much.
Thank you.